Alright guys, welcome back to the Mr. vs Viper showdown for the final place in Masters of Arabia. In the teal colour, playing for RBK, we have Mr. In the yellow, we have Tyrant the Viper. Mr. taking the first game right now, and I'm here with Sammy yet again. So Sammy, what do you have to add from last game?
All I gotta say is the Viper better pick his game up, or he's definitely lost it. Because as we know, there's 3 games total, and unless there's a 2v2, which likely won't. The Viper, he definitely needs to pick up his game in this game. And as we kind of got to settle out, the fact he has been playing on random civs more than he's been playing on Huns definitely made a bigger difference.
Yeah, I can agree with that actually as well, because Huns may be the standard and everyone may hate it, but because it's a standard, you need to be incredibly good at it. So it's really different. Actually, I'd like to point out Mr. doing a lot of scouting right now. How's Viper looking?
The Viper, well, the Viper, I would give the goal to Viper too. He found his main goal pile, which is actually in the back, so he might be much more lucky in this game. And he's not stuck in a crater, and I don't think either of the players are. No. Things are looking good for both players.
Killings around his base, but not a lot. It is actually quite flat, which is good. Mr. actually getting some great exploration to start off, but judging by Viper's score, he's doing a bit better as well.
Definitely. It's actually pretty back and forth in this game, as I think the Viper is definitely trying to go really hard in this game. And let's see, and he has found both of his boars, so that should be a good thing Viper has done in this game. And he's not sheep scouting, and I think he should be any time now.
I think he's bringing them back right about now. If I check Mr. He is currently just finishing up sheep scouting by the looks of it, going to be bringing them back any second now. Getting a good amount of map coverage actually. He's got his entire area pretty much mapped. He knows where everything is. He's got 2 of his boar already located, which is really, really important. Actually, it could just be the one at the moment. Just looking quickly. Yes, it's only the one. I was seeing a deer there. So he's only got the 1 boar down so far. We've got the 3 villagers already on the lumber camp for Mr.
Yes, I definitely have to give it to Mr. He's doing. I think the fact, I don't know if these guys played both of these games on the same day, or maybe
They're all
not.
played in a row.
They're all played in a row. All right, so there's my suspicion is cleared. I think Mr. has definitely got the confidence boost from last game, as the Viper definitely had a better start in last game, as I recall. And so yeah, I think Mr. is just about to find his other board right down here.
Alright, well, something else that I want to add, yes, and his board was right next to that one there, so he has found it. Something in this as well, Viper, again, not in a great position. If we actually look around and to find that wood, he actually has no real wood that he can actually just base off. He is going to be going for the one over on his right side, which isn't that surprising because he should be able to wall that off without too much trouble. But still, in this game, when we have the usual Aztec run, which is just the 5 militia into the double archery blacksmith and then pumping out archers, just gold and wood are really crucial to have. So this wood positioning could make a big difference if it's able to get harassed by Mr.
Definitely, and I think we said one of our friends, Vivius, Aztecs do get that plus 33% they farm faster or something like that. We found out.
It's about a 30% faster farm bonus or something like that. I can't remember which video I said that in, but it is a bonus because I think it's due to actually a farming bug where the villagers actually don't walk around so much, so they do actually collect food a lot faster, which is really interesting to have. It just shows just how good of economy the Aztecs actually have.
Definitely, and things are not actually looking good for the Viper at all. He's down by 10 points, which is not very much, but as we see over here, he's just getting his mill down, and things not looking too good for the Viper at all, as I said just a few seconds ago. And I think Mr. is just about to find the Viper.
Yes, looking through here, let's have a quick look at his scouting. So Eagle Warrior does have the increased line of sight at the cost of an extra bit of speed. So coming around here, he's actually running right through. He has seen 1 gold pile, and there we go, spotted that town centre off already. Trying to claim some of those sheep there, but Viper does have just villagers in the vicinity, so he should be alright. And judging by the gold locations, both players actually have quite good. However, Mr. Yo's is off to the side a bit. Viper's to the back. However, that area does look pretty easy to harass, just due to the fact there's no way he can really wall it off efficiently unless he goes right out to both of these areas of forest.
Unless, of course, he's like me and does that fast castle and gets the town centers up.
Yeah, but in this, as we know, as we saw from last game, the pressure Mr. Yo put in on Feudal is just not going to allow Viper to be able to fast castle up. If he does, he's going to be on too low a villager count, and he's just not going to have what he needs to be able to defend out.
And we see TheViper actually over here scouting Mr. Yo out with his own Eagle Warrior. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm told that mine Eagle Warrior have a bit higher line of sight than Aztec Eagle Warriors.
Ooh. Oh, I can't recall off the top of my head. But if we look, actually, we've got a sheep right next to Mr. Yo's town center there for Viper. I don't know whether it's just there waiting to see if he moves out, or if it's just there to laugh or whatnot, but it's there nonetheless. Mr. Yo just getting a second boar in now. Viper having a second in way beforehand there, as we can tell by the fact that it's got so little food on it.
Seeing the barracks coming up from TheViper, do you think he's going to go for the drush, or what do you think about that?
Of course, you can't, in high-level games like this, you can't afford not to drush, because your opponent, 90% of the time, your opponent will drush. That's just a standard in Aztec War. They'll use the 5 militia plus the Eagle Warrior, and that's just a standard now. So if you don't, you can get out-swamped by that so far, just so badly as well. We actually haven't seen the barracks for Mr. Yo yet, which is really interesting to see, because Viper's already got his up, and he's going to be able to go in for that. So I hope I don't eat my words here where I said 90% of the time.
Well, yeah, but the main reason I asked is because the last game I was expecting them to drush, and like I said right before the game, but they didn't go for that drush really.
Yeah, like I always say, there's two types of drushes, really. In one, there's the offensive drush, where they move straight out, and there's the defensive drush. I know Dark Age rush, it means that, but the defensive rush, in my opinion, the difference between the two is, the offensive, you move out straight away. The defensive, you sit in your base, wait for them, try and pick off as many as possible with villagers, town center, using the hill bonus, and then move out to get your opponent. So, it works out really differently depending on how you use it.
Yes, agree with you there, actually. And so really, we got nothing going on right here, so do you want to give out a few more information of upcoming things on the channel? Well, congratulations on your partnership, by the way.
Oh, thanks for that. I actually got that ages ago, but it only just went through. So I actually think I got that partnership about 2 months ago, so what can you do? And we've actually seen the barracks go up for Mr. Yo quickly, if I just shout this in while we are waiting for these drushes to get across. And militia are being created. Few idle villages there for Mr. Yo, actually. And militia already moving across the map for Viper, and Mr. Yo hasn't even got one created yet, so he could be in a bit of trouble there.
Well, that is because... Sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Yo is getting one militia out right now, and he's already on his way to the feudal age, so I think he's going to be going for the scouts again. What do you think? Scouts or archers?
Well, considering he's playing as Aztecs, we don't have the scouts advantage there, so it's definitely going to be archers in that point.
Right, sorry. I just had a
don't worry
right there. And so yes, by the looks of it, Mr. Yo is going for, as he said, doing the defensive rush. He's getting his militias out too. And yeah, it's getting the third militia out right now. And just to clarify this out, what time are you at?
I am currently, I didn't have the time on, so I'm not going to be able to put it on for the rest of the cast either, so...
That is fine. That is fine.
So sorry to everybody watching, I don't have the time on. If I did it now, we would actually lose all the recording footage. So I'm very sorry about it. And we can actually see, Mr. Yo is actually moving up with some villages right now. Which is very interesting. He might be going forward again. And Viper looks like he's noticed this, and he's bringing the militia over. This could be trouble for Mr. Yo right now.
Yes, and I think Mr. Yo is just pulling back. Now he's going forward again. And like you were saying... Sorry, I just had another brain fart. Jeez, I can't think at all after this game.
Jay?
And so yes, like you were saying, this is going to be definitely trouble for Mr. Yo, as those 5 militias are coming in, and those 4 villagers are moving in. Things are not going to be looking good. I think Mr. Yo is definitely going to be handicapped at losing these villagers.
Well, they're already on their way back to the town center, but they have been done by the militia. If you did actually notice the chat right then, if you're on Mr. Yo's kind of perspective, you would have seen exactly how just stunned he was that he was caught like that. But we do see the archery range going up, and Mr. Yo not losing a villager there, so not being too bad. But judging by the way this engagement's going, it looks like Viper's going to get out of this without too much trouble. He actually has not lost a single militia yet, by the looks of it, actually losing 1 now. But Mr. Yo actually going up to man-at-arms here, which is, I don't know whether that's a forced upgrade or not. I wouldn't expect him to continue going for man-at-arms, so I would expect it to be a forced upgrade at this stage.
Yeah, but if you ask me, I don't think it would really matter now, because actually, no, he might, he lost, TheViper lost his conflict right here.
So we can see that Mr. Yo is still going forward, which is an interesting enough tactic now that Viper has scouted. He's still got his scout in play, so he's going to be able to look after that quite easily.
And if you ask me, I think Mr. Yo is definitely going to have to do a trush now or something like that, unless he gets around to where Viper's main wood is, because the Viper has walled off very well. And last I heard, the Viper doesn't like walling.
Yeah, actually, he usually goes on the offensive rather than walling, so it's good to see that he's actually been forced into this position. Mr. still being ahead in score league, because we can see the Viper still has not advanced up, which is really interesting. It means he's not going to be able to get those archers out, he's not going to be able to get skirmishes or spears out. The only thing he's going to be able to create to defend himself is militia until now when he advances, but he still needs to get that archery range up.
Well, he should be in the feudal age any second now, and he's getting that wall, that fast wall in, because I think he already knew those man-at-arms were coming in. And I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to give the game to Mr. Yo again in this time, because he's definitely going offensive again.
Yeah, we can see that by the fact he's got this forward archer range up, as well as moving all these villagers forward yet again. So he is going to be going for a really extreme push. The only thing though, if Viper manages to hold this off, there's going to be so many idle villagers for Mr. Yo. And the fact is that he's got his archer ranges forward. If Viper can push it back to Mr. Yo's base, Viper has a potential to do a lot of damage.
Well, Mr. Yo does have 2 man-at-arms coming in, so I think he might be going in for harassment of the goal, but I think the Viper should be just fine in this game, because he is walled up, so this is definitely giving him an advantage to get him the time he needs to get his work done, basically. As we can see, the Viper is going for a stone, too.
Ooh, where is that? So he might actually be going for, he could either be trying to put up multiple town centers, defensive towers, or he could even be going to get that fast castle up as well, which is something we don't generally see in Aztec Wars unless they have the Eagle Warrior spam going on, because Jaguar Warriors do really well against Eagle Warriors.
Yes, definitely, with that attack bonus versus infantry, and Mr. Yo was house for a second, and things, yeah, I think that might have cost him just a little bit.
I don't think it should be too bad because it was just a split-second thing, but we actually see the tower going up right now for Mr. Yo in Viper's base, which is really interesting. Viper managing to get a tower up there to defend, and Mr. Yo forced to delete that tower off. So very good play there from Viper, forcing Mr. Yo out of some stone there, and forcing these villagers right out of his base.
Yes, the Viper definitely has the upper hand. I was wrong to give the game to Mr. Yo, because Viper, that wall off really, and I think it all comes down to scouting, as always. Scouting is everything. The fact that he saw those villagers coming in definitely gave him the upper hand in this game.
Oh, absolutely, definitely. He knew that Mr. Yo, he didn't know Mr. Yo was going to go forward in the first game, and that caught him by surprise, which really did a lot of damage. And in the second game, he probably wasn't expecting him to go forward again, just because you don't generally see that. Twice in a row, that's really pushing it. But Viper managing to pick off some of those villagers and get in there straight away and delay that forward timing, it's really helped him out in the long run here. He's been able to get this defensive tower up, he's been able to get this wall off in place like he couldn't in the last game because Mr. Yo was so fast coming in.
Yes, and by the looks of it, he's definitely switching into complete archers, as not skirmishers, but archers, because there's not much you can do. I don't got much to say now, because
yeah,
we're just waiting for the combat now.
There's not a lot Mr. Yo actually has to do. We could say, though, that Viper actually did go for deer, which is really interesting to say. He could actually go for a faster castle age here, actually. And he actually has the resources to advance up, which is really interesting. And then there goes the Smith, by the sounds of it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the advance. And there he goes, he's going up already.
There we go.
So Mr. Yo
yes,
currently going
Mr.
to be
Yo,
right behind at the moment.
Yes, he's definitely, he has nowhere near resources. He only has 118 food and 47 gold, so we're definitely not going to see him advancing in a while, unless he uses a market, which he likely won't.
So, the question here is, at this stage, is Viper going to go straight up to Imperial and spam Eagle Warriors, or is he going to rely on the Mangonel crossbow combination? That's probably the thing that really begs to be answered here, and sadly we can't really answer it, because we can't see enough of what's going on now. Once he gets up to Castle Age, if he puts down a Siege Workshop, we will be able to answer that with a Siege. He will be going with that and the crossbows. But if he puts down extra town centers, extra farms, things like that, we'll be able to see that he wants to go up to Imperial.
Definitely, and Mr. Yo right now, he's just using the feudal age army he has over here, trying to scout out any opening he can get in to get his harassment in. By the looks of it right here.
Viper just walling off the final bit of the bottom of his base on that side there. so he's going to be able to hold this off pretty well, actually. However, there is a tower coming up next to that barracks there for Mr. Yo.
Oh, this can't be too good, as this is his secondary wood source. That's not going to be too good.
Defensive tower.
And getting a defensive tower up, so I think he should be just fine, actually.
Especially considering it's going to come up so much quicker. Only things that's going to impact on him is if these archers can just fight off everyone building this tower, which obviously here is not the case.
Do you think that was a mistake on the Viper's fault of leaving a little gap open, or do you think that was on purpose to get out of his base or something?
I think that might have been a mistake, honestly, or not noticing that completely, because he definitely did not want Mr. Yo to come into his base like this. There's no reason you would ever want your opponent to come in like this, unless you have mangonels or scorpions or something lined up just to absolutely gut them, which in this case is not the part. And there we go, Castle Age for Viper right now.
Yes, and back to that question you were asking, I think he might be going straight into the Feudal Age, not Feudal Age, Imperial Age, because he's switching over to Stone, or am I too far ahead?
No, we're about right, but we are seeing the crossbow upgrade right now for Viper, which is really interesting, because to me that signals that he wants to try and get some damage in right now, and trying to wall up that gap, however, and steal Mr. Yo into his base, but he's not going to be able to get close to that until that tower comes down. And here we go, Viper coming in with the upgraded army. Of course, he's still missing the Bodkin Arrow upgrade, which of course is not going to allow him to get the range he needs to just take these units out completely. But he's still got that crossbow upgrade, which means he's going to be able to have the standard range advantage, which you get with the crossbow, which is the +1 instead of the 4. And he's going to have that damage upgrade as well.
Yes, and we all know how great the Viper is with his crossbowman. Actually, I was talking to my friend the other day. The Viper is just amazing with his crossbowmen, and I think I was talking to you the other day. If you want to work on your tactics, like on your microwing, playing scenarios are the best option for it, correct?
Yeah, well, that's probably some people are going to doubt that, but the way I actually got my micro up was to play Britons on CBA, just so you could use complete archers against completely different units, and the thing as well, it relies on kills and how little kills you get. So the better kill to death ratio you get, the better you go. So it's an obvious choice for me when I want to increase my micro abilities to go straight into that.
Well, now it makes sense why you wanted to go Britons the other day.
Oh yeah, Britons to me in CBA are probably one of the things that takes the most, just because they can get beaten by so many civs, and the fact that until they get up into Castle Imperial, there's not a lot they can do.
Definitely. The reason, I don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows because I commented and all these kind of things on there's actually, I don't think many people know, but there is a, what do you call it, a Reddit, I believe I'm saying it right. There's a Reddit for Age of Empires for beginners, so if you guys have not seen the Reddit, you guys should definitely check it out. A lot of nice information on there. And going back to that CBA part, it definitely gets your micro up. Actually, I don't actually practice just for Britons. I just play. I'm a very good CBA player. Actually, not to brag, but it's the truth. I'm actually told by my friends and everybody I play with, I'm actually pretty good. So, and microing doesn't only come with archers. Actually, you can micro with infantry also.
Oh, that's definitely true, but if we come down to Mr. Yo's base right now, he's managed to trap just Viper's small force of crossbows down here, and he's picking them all off extremely easily right now. So Viper's starting to look like he's in a bit of trouble again. However, he has managed to get that wall off, which is really important. He has pushed back that initial forward attack, which again is really important. But I don't see where he's going to go from here. He is putting that town center up on that gold, which is really important, because as we do know, as Aztecs, gold is king, queen, jack, knight, everything. Because without that, you can't get any units out that are really going to help you. They do have pretty good, trash, when it comes down to it, but still, they just generally do the best damage with crossbows, eagle warriors, and they're both quite heavy on the gold count.
Definitely. I think, I believe that Aztec comes second on the most gold-heavy civ. I think Turks are number 1.
Turks definitely number 1. And we can see that Mr. Jo's actually been forced to put the market down there. Which is really interesting, honestly.
I saw that.
And going up to Castle Age.
Yes, he definitely needed that Castle Age upgrade. And so yes, we do. Hopefully, I'm not too far ahead, but I'm a very paranoid person. Hopefully I'm not too far ahead, but we see another town center coming up for the Viper. So
that is absolutely
answer your question.
correct.
I think he might be using these 3 town centers Sorry?
That is absolutely correct. He could be using these 3 town centers to boom up his economy and try and get into Imperial Age.
Definitely, as he's got on his 3rd town center, he's sending all his villagers to wood. And so he's probably want to get those farms out pretty fast.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because the food count with this, it means more villagers, and Eagle Warriors, they don't cost a lot of food, but they still cost food, so it's good to have a nice supply of it there available to you. Plus, if he needs to go into skirmishes as well, the food count's always there to help him out.
Definitely, and looking back down here, his Viper has his forces on here, but they're being countered by a feudal age army over here.
And yes, here comes the big, skirmisher archer force from Mr. Yo. And we can see that Viper has managed to get that +2 attack and range onto these, meaning his crossbows now have that 7 range, compared to Mr. Yo's archers, which only have 5, which means essentially Viper can micro for a long time right now, as we're seeing, just managing to jump out here, but he's not actually getting any kills, losing a crossbow there, and Mr. Yo successfully defending off this attack.
Definitely, and so yeah, not really much to say. We're just waiting for the Imperial Age, or should we see a Siege Workshop coming up? So
well, Mr. Yo's just gone up to Castle, so we could definitely see a Siege Workshop from him, especially if he goes forward, because as we know, Mr. Yo does do that quite a lot. As we've seen, out of 2 games, he's going forward in both of them. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see him boom to try and catch up with Viper, because Viper's currently 300 points ahead, which is a lot at this stage in the game, considering there hasn't been that much harassment. But still, saying that, Viper's definitely going to be able to have the boom advantage here. He did get those town centers up earlier. He does have a lot more farms up. He is putting down the Siege Workshop now too, so he could be going for that mangonel pressure. And Mr. Yo sitting right behind. No Siege Workshop for him yet. In fact, I don't think he even has enough resources to get anything up. No, he does not. But we are seeing a 3rd town center from Mr. Yo, so he's going to be able to match the Viper on that.
yes, and we see his crossbowmen's moving into the Viper's base over here.
We do indeed, and it looks like there's actually a gap in the wall there from a previous engagement.
Yes, and the Viper should be getting a mangonel out soon, but...
Yep, currently at 30%.
There we go.
Until then, though, these crossbows are going to have free reign, killing off 1 villager, 2 villager, 3 villager, and 4... 5, just 5.
Yes, 5. There we go. We got 5.
5 villagers there for Mr. Yo, and that is not a small number, especially considering he lost next to no crossbows in this situation.
And
here.
Seeing that he's sending his crossbows over here, he's definitely going to be able to get his harassment in over here, as Viper's secondary wood source is very important to him, actually. And we see the Viper putting down a monastery, or am I too far ahead?
I see a market. Where's the monastery going down?
By a secondary wood source.
For the secondary. Looks like you're a bit ahead at the moment. I do see a market going down, but that's about it at this point. But still, we do see the crossbows coming around, trying to get some harassment onto that wood source there from Viper.
Yeah, this is the reason I was picking on my words and I'm not able to like speak properly in like past few minutes. Keep getting the feeling that I'm a bit too ahead of you.
The monastery is going down now, so that's fine. Feel free to pause it for a second and start again.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Just tell me like when anything, like something suddenly just
I'll tell
happens.
you when the monastery is complete. It's complete now.
Alright.
But still, Mr. Yo getting a lot of harassment in here. Viper managing to boom up quite well, and wouldn't be surprised to see him hit the Imperial Age anytime soon. He's got quite a lot of gold at hand. He's getting that food count up. He has a lot of farms available right now, and he's saturated his gold completely right now, his main gold source. And it doesn't look like he has an actual gold source inside his base. He's going to have to venture outside if he wants to get that second gold source.
Well, if you ask me, I don't think he might even do that, like, because we see, as we know, once you get an Imperial Age, what do? We're going to get the barrack side, we're going to go for the Elite Eagle Warriors. I think he might just use his stone and just sell it in here, because by the looks of it, I don't think he's going to go for those castles.
Well, Viper's definitely going up to Imperial Age right about now. He definitely got some extra resources sold off there with that market to get into there. And it looks like the Eagle Warrior spam is about to begin. We're going to just wait to see all those barracks go down. That's all we're waiting on right now.
Definitely, seeing that.
And some great mangonel hits actually here by Mr. Yo. I'll just point out, sorry to cut you off, but did some great job there. However, Viper did lose most of his skirmisher archer force right there.
Yes, I'm going to have to pause for just a few seconds again, because that's the reason I didn't comment, because I knew I was going to be a little ahead of you again.
And another mangonel out there for Viper, so he's managing to get those 2 mangonels out, finishing up that wall off here by putting that house in. And this area over here with this wood source and gold source, the secondary gold source, so he's not going to have to venture outside his base. But still, Mystio does have the ability here to pick a few off. Wheelbarrow only just being done now for Viper, and it looks like we're seeing that second barracks just come down, so he's getting ready right now to gear it in. Losing 3 villages at that wood source.
Yes, sorry, go on.
Go, I'm done.
Okay, so looking at let's look at where his 3rd town center was put down and where his 1st wood source was. Looks like quite a few conflicts going to go down, and looks like something's going to happen right down there by Mr. Yo.
Yeah, Mystio moving into that wood source right now. Viper trying to position some mangonels to deal with this. However, they look like they're going to be able to get through that gap in the wall there, and they are in. These villages are in a potential amount of trouble. Losing 1, going for 2. 2 villages down, 3 potentially, 3, 4, 5, and 6, no, 6, there we go. So losing 6 there, and 1 crossbowman goes down to that mangonel fire. And we see a castle coming up over here by Mr. Yo, correct? Where we're looking up on the hill, yes we do, losing a few men more there to that mangonel. However, that castle there is going to be able to do a lot of damage to Viper if he isn't careful. However, Viper does have the score lead right now by 400 points. He is putting up a lot of barracks, and the thing is as well, since Viper's going to be an Imperial Age any second now, it means he's going to be able to get his own castle up, and he can just get a trebuchet out and deal with that really easily. Mystio losing the rest of those crossbows in Viper's base to that mangonel, and that castle going to be able to start picking off at that town center right now.
Definitely, and it looks like the Viper is going to focus on... Yeah, and there we go, we got the Eagle spam going in right now.
Yeah, I see Elite Eagle Warrior being researched. We've got 5 barracks up, and those Eagles are about to hit completion. And lots of houses coming up as well, so he is potentially waiting for this. So Mr. Yo is putting on a lot of forward pressure here, but his base isn't really that well defended if we look at it. There's no castle up to defend, there's 3 town centers in a nice triangle here, but apart from that, Viper's going to have free reign of this base.
Unless, of course, Mr. Yo gets those stone walls in complete just in the nick of time, but I don't think it'll happen. Those Eagles are definitely moving in.
Those Eagles are moving in. As we know, Eagles are a very fast unit. Stonewall just going up now. Looks like he's about 1/3 of the way done off the main entranceway there. Getting that corner off there. And this section over here. However, I think these Eagles are going to get in here without too much trouble. And
we should see the GG very soon, because once those Eagles get in, it should be GG, definitely. Because he has nothing left in his base.
These Eagles will successfully just gut this entire base. And Viper running, and there we go. Mystio actually resigning now. He knows it's coming. He knew he was going to get outdone by Eagles, trying to get that siege workshop up, but at this stage there wasn't much he could do about it at all. Viper just outboomed him completely. Those Eagle Warriors were just going to run a menace in his base.
Definitely. So that was actually an interesting game, as we don't usually see the Viper going for the wall, as many people around the AOC community joke about how the Viper hates walling and kind of is happy that in the Forgotten Empires walling takes a bit longer. I am correct on that, hopefully?
Yes, you are definitely correct on that.
And so yeah, I think we should just end it here, or what?
Yeah, so we've seen Viper take out 2 successful forwards, 1 scouted, 1 not. Mr. Yo go forward in both games, 1 paying off, 1 not. And we'll be seeing you guys in the 3rd game, which will be the MoA War, and this will be the decider to see who goes into the finals. Will Mr. Yo go forward again, and will Viper pick up on it, or will Mr. Yo play a more defensive style? We'll find out straight away in the next game. We'll see you then.
Later, guys.